Hello there, Sprinkles. We've got crypto's juiciest news again. Hello there. We have a $54,000 Bitcoin. We are still in this channel, of course. And trust me, I have seen everybody's base case. What's everybody's base case? That's everybody's base case, down to $40,000. It's the same people who were calling for 100K before. Friends, you got to remember just how, I just want to take you back to what it was like when we were sitting up here, right? When we were sitting up here, remember everybody was drawing the triangle. We did this triangle thing and we had this bull flag. Okay, I remember this. And you got to remember, I remember we were all watching Ivan. We were watching Ivan and he said, yeah, man, the next part of triangle is $90,000. That's what everybody had. But you got to understand, this is how everybody's going to get trapped at the final crypto top, right? Because what happens is, you will be, with me, we will be watching people remain like turbo bullish right here. And they're going to go higher, higher, higher. Here's the thing. But when it keeps going higher and higher and higher and higher. But when we get up here and it starts doing this, okay, everything makes a flag at the top. Everything. Okay. And then no one ever says, okay, we're going to stop now. It's always, oh, the next leg will stop. The next leg will stop. But usually what you find is there's not enough buyers for the next leg. Because everybody's thinking of selling 90K. Who's going to be buying at 70 because no one wants to buy at 90, all right? And we also had this bull flag thing up here, friends. It was, I know it doesn't look like it right here, but yeah, what do you think everybody was doing right now, man? Everyone was doing these. Whoa, there's this big flag here. That's what everybody was doing. What do you think people were doing these like bullshit flags up here, friends? It's all a bunch of joke. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw the poll for the target of this flag. The flag was 74,000. This was back in 2021. You see that? We never hit the flag target. You see? So they just keep drawing these flags. They keep drawing, oh, there's a flag here and this touch and all these. And everybody mixes and matches these lines and these patterns. And then you don't know it's over until it's literally completely game over, man. You don't know. There's no way to be sure of any of these. Now, I don't know it's over yet, but I could just, man, you get a feeling for it, friends. There's too many people bearish. I know, it's just like I've been here long enough. I'm like, oh, I've seen this story before. Yeah, everybody's bearish and it keeps going up. It's only when everybody finally relinquishes the bear spirit that it's all over. But we don't have enough people in the normie world who have relinquished the bear spirit. Yeah, I'm going to play some pump music for us because we deserve it. Remember, the bear market will start the moment we kill that final bear. Now, Ethereum's price is, and to put it lightly, dog shit, still absolute dog poop, friends. It's doggy poop in the park. You get the glove out with the little plastic bag. Doggy just pooped everywhere. You pick it up. You got to go put it back in the little bag so you can take it home, put it in the rubbish. That's what, it's literally complete dog poop. This is the yield curve, though. The yield curve, friends, is uninverting here, and everyone wants to know, is the next part the boop? Or, oh, look, no one's expecting this, by the way. Where we cut and then the yield curve does something like that. Oh my God, can you imagine that happens? That'll be hilarious. Hilarious. That means the bulls win. That'll be the funniest thing ever because everyone's like, oh, it's going to be the worst recession ever. Look, yeah, the worst recession ever, I'm telling you right now, is coming. But we're going to have the biggest stimulatory response ever. It's going to be happening as it happens, friends. Friends, they get buzzed if the markets are collapsing in their sleep. And they come out and they make an announcement, oh yeah, we're going to print money, don't worry, we're going to hand out candy, stop selling. So they're ready to do it. Why won't they do it again? They have one button. Of course you're going to use it. And speaking of buttons, Ethereum's off button has been pressed way too often here because it is still hovering around 0.042. ETH BTC, this is absolutely shocking, man. This is like, it's still, I know it's third cycle curse, man. One thing I've learned now, friends, one thing I've learned is I've seen like, what, 4 or 5 examples now where I have a prophecy and I'm like, man, I can see some really crappy stuff happening. I'm going to keep holding, but I see some really crap stuff happening lately. And then when they come to me, I always say, don't worry, that's in like 4 or 5 years from now. That's like in the next cycle. But it's coming. But it's definitely coming, but it's in the next cycle. And what I've noticed is every single time, the bad stuff just starts happening. So when I have these prophecies, I'm actually realizing, oh crap, this thing's coming pretty close. You want to know what my other ones are? Self-custody ban. I'm just going to be completely honest. Self-custody ban. Like, I'm thinking, oh, don't worry, it's a 2027, 2028 cycle thing. No, it might actually happen next year, friends. Or they might even try to do a self-custody ban right now. Okay, I'm not even joking. They might actually, the people in charge, friends, they're like, you know what? Kamala Krappus, let's put this out right now. Let's leave a mess for Donald Trump. They might just do it, friends. They're getting bribed and stuff. I'm not saying that it's definitely going to happen. We haven't heard any rumors or anything. I'm just using myself as a proxy. I'm like, man, when I'm having these this precognition of stuff, what's going on. I'm looking at all the programming and everything going on out there, and I'm seeing it come together. I'm like, oh crap, man, maybe this thing is closer than we think. Our fingers crossed that it's not. Maybe it's in another timeline. We'll see. Now, the most important chart is obviously the others BTC. Everything else is secondary. The others BTC chart on this weekly, it is still absolutely filthy. We are behind. We are officially behind. I've even showed some pictures, during the week and stuff. Altcoins are now officially in like the longest, worst period of all time. And Bitcoin is about to hit the longest and worst period of all time. And we're still waiting if this resolution will happen for us from the stock market. Mr. Russell did this little crappy rejection, comes back, fills the gap. But man, Mr. Russell fans, Mr. Russell, don't knock Mr. Russell. He's done some crazy stuff before. Just gap up, bang, 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 bang. It just, Mr. Russell, by the way, I've gone back to 4 years ago. Let's go back to 4 years before that as well. You see that? Look at this, look at that. Friends, look, Mr. Russell looked like it was completely all over here in 2016. It was, no. And then look at this, friends, literally. Gap up, bang, 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 bang. Oh my gosh. In the period of, in 14 days, it had gapped up and broken the high. Literally just 2 weeks of up only. That's big, man. That's crazy. And then here is the November election. This is when Donaldson Trump, it was around the November election here. Man, maybe that happens again, by the way. I want to show you this, the average timeline of the Russell 2000 to break the high. It's around here. Look at this, 14th of October. You never know, man. Maybe the market starts front-running Donald Trump's victory. Maybe this is also possible where Donald Trump, maybe he's in such a lead that money of next year starts buying in now in crypto and stuff. That's my dark prophecy stuff, right? And then we get a bit too excited and then we have to pay for our sins a bit as he starts next year, January, February, March. And there might be more conspiracy theories that come out where people in government, they just want to give him total hell. So they just basically do self-sabotage on things to make him clean up stuff. So that's one possibility that might play out. And I guess we'll find out soon. Now, as I play some nice gentle angel music, I want to just tell you the zeitgeist. What's happening in crypto today? What's happening in crypto, friends, is unanimously, if you go over crypto Twitter, you'll see this same quote that's being posted up. And it's something like, you see this paragraph of okay, somebody smart told me once that markets are from transferring from the impatient to the patient, and you just see this stuff getting pin copy pasted. If you see that message, it's GCR's message, the Grim Reaper, from the Iran fake FUD earlier this year, the World War III FUD. And do you remember, friends, whatever happening was Bitcoin ended up sinking down. You remember that around here. Okay, around earlier in the year, down here, and then we went up only from there. So GCR told everybody this is what the chart looked like. Okay, remember, Bitcoin made a lower low here. It made a lower low right there. And then GCR basically said, well, yeah, it's time, max bid, get long. He actually came out and said, my brothers and sisters, I can't let you get faked out. And it goes nowhere. But see, the friends, a lot of these people, they are leveraged, man. They're leveraged on ByBit and Binance. So with these, I know altcoins are dog shit, but these people, what they do is, friends, I've seen a lot of them. They got like a 200 grand account on ByBit, if they're lucky, maybe like 50K, and they're trying to go for the big one. They're trying to go for the big one that gives them a couple of X's. So they put not all of them do a 20X leverage, but they might do 5X. Because oh, this is it. GCR's bullish, everything's good. The weekly finished green. We close above the highs. Look what ended up happening, friends. Look how bullish this pattern looked like. You go to the highs here, and it starts consolidating at the top. You're like, whoa, we're going up. And then, see you later, you just get totally scammed. So these people put a lot of pressure on themselves because they are literally gambling. You're just like a meth junkie, man. You need a fix every 5 minutes. And they don't believe in long-term holding. They don't even understand that compound interest works for you if you're holding long-term. And that's ultimately why they're going to lose in the long run. So what's been happening is everybody just hates GCR now. because he's kept them bullish for 5 months. He just came back, made one post out of retirement, and he hasn't said anything since, okay? So that's all overwhelmingly everybody's salty at that. And I wonder if that's some sort of signal. Like everybody's turned on him. Man, by the way, that was another one of my prophecies from last year. Yeah, I didn't like that one. I said, well, I can see GCR getting something wrong, and he loses his 99% win rate edge. Like he comes out, he gets something wrong, and the crowd turns on him. I said that last year. I put it in a video. I put it in a tweet. I won't even go find him, but I just didn't think it would be like this. So you never know when, friends. You know something's gonna happen, but it's not even a real. It's not even a real skill thing. It's just like I didn't think it was gonna happen like this. Or you never know. Maybe he gets it wrong at the top as well. That's why you got to be careful, man. Like if GCR is, let's say Bitcoin's like a, you know how everyone's got a 150K target for Bitcoin or 200K. What if it stops at 130? What if it stops at 130? And then what if GCR comes out saying we still got long to go? We still got the final third leg. And when he says, oh, we've got the final third, everybody knows it's the final third. There's no more new people left to come in. You got to be careful of that, friends. People only enter when they think there's a lot more to go. When there's at least a 2x. You got to understand that. So when people start saying, oh, there's a bit more to go, only just a bit more to go, like another 2 to 3x, like just a bit more to go. When they start talking like that, it's your sign. Oh, crap. We have nothing there left yet. So just, you got to watch out for that. Now, I've got some fun news as well from Uncle Bobby. Uncle Bobby, friends. Look at Uncle Bobby. So shout out to Uncle Bobby. He is a voice of reason in these chaotic markets. The bear market sentiment in Bitcoin. Members are reaching out in fear, asking if they should sell. Yet the price is above what it was in February. January was 27% lower. No idea if this 6-month drawdown has ended or where it ends, but grow a pair if you're going to hold an asset with such tremendous, I guess, volatility. Is going to continue on to say and stuff. All right. And then, so someone here with a .eth saying, thanks for the advice. I will go all in on Hex. So he's a .eth guy. He's making fun of Hex. And he said, make sure you do the 10-year stake. Massive free yield. So he's joking as well. So, yeah, so it's fun. They're always poking fun at that, friends. And I was even saying to a few guys, man, I really, look, this can only resolve one of two ways. There is no path. It just goes up 3x. It's literally, it gets fully abandoned, or it rockets 30 to 50x by the end. It is the biggest binary bet of all time. You know, I've seen these, friends. These things, there's no middle case here. There's no case where, kind of like, friends, I remember this is a perfect example, right? When Donald Trump came into presidency, you know, in Americana, you guys have the left and right and stuff. I think the Democrats, what they were saying was, so, you know, because they always try to target like alpha male, strong leader type of like personality types. And what they ended up writing, I remember reading this a long time ago. They said Donald Trump wants to be like a Ronald Reagan and a big impactful president, but actually he's just turning out to be like a Jimmy Carter. He was a guy who was soft. He's too like soft on like, you know, soft on international people. He's too friendly. He's really nice. Really nice guy, but yeah, as a ruthless leader, is not. And so that was how they tried to basically like soften him. Looking back in history, you can pretty much see now like how totally wrong was that. It's like, that's why I said it is either going to resolve itself in one of two ways. Either US economy is going to nuke to zero, or something big is going to happen. And by the stock market pump that you saw, man, that we saw back from 2016, which is funny enough, here we have it here. Okay, look what it got. It got the boom. That's actually hilarious. I'll just straight up only, man. That's gold. That's gold. That's funny. So I'm feeling the same things with this. You can see it too, man. The 99% down couldn't kill the Hex community. It couldn't kill the Hex community. So what would it take? Okay, you might even say, okay, the founder disappearing. Okay, yeah, but now you're like every other coin now. So if you're reduced to the founder disappearing, that's the last FUD you have. Okay, but you've picked the best thing then, because if you want to bet on the founder staying, you've got Corridanzo, you've got XRP, you have Pedodot. You have so many to choose from, friends. So many. You have Tron, you have Solana, you've got Ethereum. All of these coins at the top. You even have Elon Musk Doge. You have all of these. Hex is with them now. If it's just been reduced to that, it's just been reduced to, oh, well, what about if the founder goes away? Okay, but But now here's the thing. You got one thing down. Remember, combined hex minus 99%. Literally down minus 99%. Cardano is down 90%, friends. That's a 10x deviation. So if hex goes to where Cardano is, that's 10x. And now you're just at Cardano as a drawdown from its top. You see? So I can obviously look at this for a rational mind, friends, because like I've spent here 18 hours a day looking through all these. But I'm here trying to help you navigate when you come across things like this, because I know everyone's going to keep making jokes. Of course they're going to keep making jokes, but just telling you now, bro. Well, you think they're not going to feel like a retard if this thing goes up just like 300%? Friends, what do you think your friend Sommi, what do you think I'm going to be doing if hex just goes back to 1 cent? Friends, even if I think this thing's stopping at 20 cents, we're going to be telling them it's going to 10 bucks. Just tell them. Just literally just tell them it's going to 10 bucks. Them. You know who's them? All the outsiders. They'll come in. They'll come in. They'll bridge. And guess what? Because they've been scammed and all this other dog shit, maybe hex has a chance to flush from 30 cents to 60 cents and they can make a quick 2x. Maybe that's more money that they've made holding their crap and whatever else they're holding out here, right? So it's going to be a competitive game. And remember, everybody in the hex and pulse chain community, and also Chainlink and Polkadot, everyone else in your community, you're not actually competing with everybody else around you. You're competing against potential future people. But you don't know if you're going to get a big chunk or not. Okay, that's what you're actually here for. But then I see sometimes messages like this, friends, from the Moon Carl. Look at this. The Moon, buying Ethereum right now could literally make you a millionaire in 12 months. Now, as you remember, friends, Moon Carl made, like, I think hundreds of millions of dollars, all from ByBit, pretty much. So he was making, there was some rumors he made like $100 million at the peak in 1 month, at the peak of ByBit. At the peak. But here's the thing, he's admitted he's a big larper as well. He lies. So what he says is he values Bitcoin at $1 million in his mind. So if he made like $8 million worth of Bitcoin back in 2021, it was still 13x away to get to $1 million. So from 60K to $1 million. So he says, oh, I've actually made $100 million in this month. When maybe he told someone that, but he actually made like 8 million. But still, it's a lot, man, like 8 million. But you're making money, friends, because 99.9% of people lose following you. So who gets the money? ByBit collect all the leverage fees. The funding rate's too high. Friends, you got to understand, like, once I started to understand and grasp the growth rates, right, which I've helped you do, like, you know how Bitcoin's growth rate for the past 5 years has been 44% per year, and altcoins has been 55%. So once you start to grasp these rates, long-term holding, you understand that when you're trading, you have a funding and a slippage, and your effective borrowing rate, right, you end up fighting something like 25% against you. So like spot over a whole year on average, you can make like 44% on average. You gotta hold for multiple years to get that positive, right? So if you're constantly trading and you're always in these positions and stuff all the time, the more you're trading and the more you slip, it's like your ROI, you don't start from a base of 0 with borrowed time, which is what you do with spot. They're basically, as more times they trade, right? So this is where zero baseline is. They drop to like -1%, -2%. And then by the end of it, they're like a -25%. So their hurdle rate is huge because they keep actively trading all the time. They're in and out, slippage. And you got to remember this, friends, as well. A lot of these people, they just assume their edge is going to be the same next year as it is today, which is totally not realistic at all. Like you get destroyed after 3 to 5 years, right? Whereas that guy still holding spot just continues to hold, okay? Shout out to Mr. Pulse Chain Hex newsletter. It's actually a good idea, right? Stop following this guy after he was caught using a test account and tokens to show people how to trade. Yeah, man. It's kind of weird. Like even if you're making like $2 million a month, like, man, just throw 50 grand in an account. You know what I mean? But here's the thing. Why can't they do that? It's because he probably had 50 grand in one account, and then he had the test account was the opposite position. Now, I'm not showing he did, but that's what they do, right? So they have the real money in one account, they have the test position in one account, and once in a while they might have just slipped up. And I think that's what ended up happening. So his winning account is long, his test account is short. So he doesn't care, oh, maybe I lost 20 grand here, but he shows the other one that's a short position on that. He'll show that PnL. Oh, yeah, this thing ended up going right. I told you to break this triangle. But I think they ended up like making a mistake and showing that it was a test net. So basically, friends, they're just everyone in crypto. This type of like leverage trading stuff. It's losing people over time. But they have a certain amount of people in there. They just keep gambling, and they're gonna miss out on another cycle again. I guarantee you, friends, there will be people in the next Coinfessions Rekt they will be victims of ByBit and Binance all over again. They're going to say, oh my gosh, I've wasted a whole cycle again. I lost it on a trade. That's the sad part, okay? Bitcoin, right? 100K callers are now calling for 40K. I found this interesting. As a bear, do you feel confident that the reply guys calling for 100K when we're at 70,000 are now doing this? Look at this. My trade plan, 65, 70, 48, 60, 44. So 48K will be the next stop. Then hold for your life. Something's definitely off. You right. Cold world needs levels lower or lower. So thinking 57 to 59K, then 42 to 45K. So everybody is pretty much turbo bearish. That's right. By the way, you know when people say that, oh, I think there's a little bounce and it goes down. That's leverage traded people. That's what you got to keep that in mind. Then they're not holding spot. So if it goes to 55 to 57, and then the next step is 70, they've lost already. But they just don't understand it. That's it. They don't understand. You don't bother talking to them, and I'm going to show you some evidence later. Also, shout out to Wakanabe. We are going up. Strap those fluffy slippers in. I love it. And Brian, interesting. I'm still calling for 115K by end of 2025. The top of Bitcoin usually comes a year after the halving year. Yeah, that's right, sir. You've probably been watching my videos. That's, you know, like if you just, like, what I did was, sometimes it helps to, like, look at it from the perspective of a 10-year-old and grandma. Okay? Literally, grandma, grandpa, and you have a 10-year-old. If they just look at the charts for the Bitcoin halving, which I'll show you right now, which is right here. You see these vertical lines? That's the Bitcoin halving, okay? So you're like, oh, we actually make the top the year after the Bitcoin halving, the year after the Bitcoin halving, the year after the Bitcoin halving. It just, I feel like that's what's happening. It's like, oh, I guess we make the top the year after the Bitcoin halving, okay? Maybe it's as simple as that, man. It's as simple as that, the global 4-year liquidity cycle. Now, I found this interesting. This is actually great. So some dude out, friends, here, he posted his ByBit PnL. So look at this. He's up $16 million, all right, for the year. 16 million. This guy is up. And then second place is 15 million. Third place, like 15 million as well. Okay, but when you see these, you're like, whoa, this guy's making so much money. Hold, friends. There's a lot of things about these. Firstly, sometimes these are big funds. Sometimes. Most of the time, they're big funds. They're funds. They have trading desks. They're doing algorithms. They're doing this, okay? And it's about the return on capital. Because when you see 16 million, like, oh, teach me, right? This guy, first place, his ROI this year is 39%, right? This second place is 28%. Third place is 21%. Now, you got to understand, man, out of 2 million people where 99% lose, being third place here, dude, you've killed everyone. You're literally amazing. You're a top 10, top 100 world elite on the public Binance leaderboard. But here's the thing. His ROI is 21% for the year. Which means, friends, if you've made 15 million and that's only 20%, you have 150 million in there from a fund. Okay, so just showing you, oh, so to make 15, no, so you have what? 75 million. Okay, 75 million. So you're like, hey, to make 15 million, first give me 75 million. But you think differently about it now, don't you? So here's another thing, all right? We're going to go through this. The guy actually made some Twitter posts. And let me tell you this, friends. I've been Mark's, was 2011, man, a long time. I'll tell you right now, nobody gives edge away. No one. No one gives short-term edge away. Nobody gives short-term edge away. You can't. You can't. There, friends, there is 100,000 people competing and only like 10 can do this thing, whatever it is. 10. And then if you tell somebody, trust me, it'll spread to 1,000 straight away. The edge goes away. All right? I've seen it happen time and time again. Now, this guy, he makes this like very long-winded post, basically just saying a bunch of bullshit. I already knew. I scrolled down. I'm like, let me guess. I'm going to read this, but I bet you're not going to say anything. And guess what? He said absolutely nothing. You just read this. The most critical skill is without a doubt the alpha generation process. In essence, risk should only be taken when you process insights into future markets that others do not. A true edge. Wow, thank you very much, genius. It's like, hey, the secret to kicking the soccer ball at the back of the net is kicking it where there is no player standing in front of you. Wow, grace us with your amazing wizardry, my lord, please. Identifying these edges can vary significantly with market conditions. What may be relatively straightforward in one regime can be exceptionally challenging in another. Oh, is that like a soccer player? Like, hey, passing to your teammate in this area is difficult, but passing here might be like less difficult because it's like on the other side of the field. Whoa. A simple yet crucial skill is the ability to explain why the market moved as it did today. That's a load of shit. This involves processing new information, translating it into a fair value, and then comparing it to what the market's actual response is. Whoa, do you mean like a moving average? After the alpha generation, the second most crucial skill is monetizing the edge. Whoa, so it's like, whoa. After you've figured out that there's a hole in the team's defense, the next important part is kicking the ball into the back of the net through the defense. Friends, my mind is absolutely exploding at the intense alpha here. I've never seen such amazing edge here. Conversely, so many trades can be attributed to bets with such a thin edge or so much uncertainty that in retrospect shouldn't have been taken at all. Wow, you're telling me like young soccer players who don't know what they're doing might be dribbling the ball for no reason when there's no player around, when they should be walking casually into the gap? Whoa, this guy's a beast. Here is your friend Sommi replying. Probably has 0 replies here because, friends, in these, you're talking to meth-addicted dopamine gamblers. By the way, that guy has... They have a deal, friends, at the exchange. All the big players get private, better deals than everyone else because they want the business to still stay there. And they get cheaper trading rates. I bet if that guy posted his deal, by the way, the deal would be changed publicly if they did that because ByBit would get pissed off that you're sharing your private deal. It's like you go to casino, they give you like mates rates. You don't want all the casino patrons to know that you got mates rates, right? Right. So if they shared the deal, you would probably find out, oh, wow, you guys do 40,000 trades a day and you're a big quant firm and you have like this cap. Most of the time it is something like that. All right. It's not, see, you think it's super rare, but this does happen. But you think it's like some guy, like the Japanese Nikkei trader guy who made like 40 million or something, just trading like his hoodie and like, you know, basically barely showers, eats ramen noodles. And he's like, he like clicked his way to like $40 million. Yeah. Like that happens. Right? That's like, yes, someone out there does catch a fart in a jar 3 times and then lightning the next day, right? He catches it again. Yes, someone does win the lottery ticket. Someone does. But in terms of repeatable edge, no. Okay. The only repeatable edge you have, friends, is long-term holding. That's it. Okay. Why? Your edge is that you think you know, they're going to keep printing money. You get it? You're betting on humans getting 1% better every year. Everyone knows that. But you're going to keep printing, they're going to keep betting, they're going to keep debasing the currency, and whatever you're holding becomes more scarce over time in a compounding effect. That's your repeatable edge. So this guy had a long-winded AI-written response. He said nothing except vague words. Now, this is the interesting part, okay? Remember, friends, this guy, look at his ROI was 39%. Just to let you know, Bitcoin went up like 100% in the past 12 months, okay? So he's underperformed holding spot Bitcoin. That's funny enough, all right? That's the winner, by the way. Look at rank 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 alike. They're all around 20% AP ROI and stuff, all right? Bitcoin's past 5-year return hodl was 44%. Even third place here got 21%, okay? So their edge will be less in 5 to 10 years than it is today. So this is not me, your friend Sommi talking. This is many university studies, stat studies. They did all these evidence-based research on hedge funds in America. And they did it in the 90s and 2000s. This has been out forever, friends. They find award-winning, amazing hedge fund guys. They're big traders, right? They're like, ah, give me your money. We're going to swing trade this. I'm going to do this macro stuff. Yeah. Tweak my nipples. They find those guys. And then they track them. And what they end up finding was there is like a 95% chance that the winning hedge fund managers in this 5-year period, they become dog shit in the next 5 years. They go back to below the market. So basically what ends up happening is finding these winning hedge fund guys who are in control, it's luck. Most of it is luck. There are some superstars. You have like your Drunken Miller, The other dude, you know what I mean, like Jeffrey Gunlock and stuff. You know what I mean? Like you have, yeah, there's stars out. Of course, oh yeah, there's a Michael Jordan out there somewhere. Of course, there's always a Michael Jordan. There's a Lionel Messi out there. There's a Ronaldo out there. Yeah, sure they are. But are you going to be that? Are you going to be that in your Division 3? You know what I mean? No, you're not. So they do exist, but overwhelmingly, that's what happens. So people in their 5 or 10 year mark, their next period, completely different story, completely different. And I think when they did the study, right, they went through like literally thousands of people, maybe out of like thousands, like 1 to 5 in their first 10 years could do what they did in the next 10 years. It was literally, it was like, oh, it's pretty much random. You know, it's like totally random. And this is the funny part, right? I remember in the study as well, there were examples. Some of the guys who win, who make it, like their first 10 years or 5 years was garbage. So good luck that. So they went from like, so someone, this is the crazy part. So their first 5 years, trash. Then the next 5 years did good. And then of that super win, and then did good again. So if you're looking at a 10 year, you're looking at, oh, wait, you did crap for 5 years and then good for 5 years. You're average now. And they ended up doing good again. But then there's just too many examples, man, of these. You don't win, man. Otherwise, I'd be doing it. We'd all be doing it. But you got to understand what they optimize for. These people optimize for grabbing as much money to control because they get 2% of the management fee. They get 1% of the management fee, and then they get profits on top. Most of them do that. Yeah, there's some rare cases and stuff where they remove that, but overwhelming majority. So they're optimizing for just marketing to the most amount of people. It's like a sacrifice phase for Richard Hart. It's like, hey, I just want the most amount of money to come into this pocket right now so I can get fees off it. Okay, you see what I mean? It's not, hey, how can I deliver more value? They're not optimizing for that. Otherwise, it'd be full-on commission-based. Some of them do try that, but they don't last. You know, friends, hedge funds, they close down all the time. That's what these, when you think of hedge funds, there's ByBit traders. They close down all the time because how they're seeing a market and they're reading a market in this like 3 to 5 year period, it then changes. And it's a new paradigm, a new regime, new things shift. Their correlations that they used to watch no longer work, right? The edge and the market players change over time. And you got to see the overwhelming majority of these stats, right? This is important for it. So even like, yes, crypto markets are going down. We're looking at Bitcoin with like its garbage, you know, red rectangle as well. We have these, okay? But you got to remember from these stats, okay? So I just showed you like, whoa, the greatest dudes have these. All right, man, but altcoins for the past 5 years, they have done 55% per year on the others index. I know it's true. Yeah, I know it sucks. There's a lot of them round tripped. They have, but like pretty much mostly round trip. But those are the real numbers, man. Others index, it's up for the past 5 years. Obviously, the more you go back, the higher it is. But I like using the past 5 years. So what about the next 5 years? So in the next 5 years, if you get only a 40%, you're still beating this guy today. I guarantee you, these guys, they're not going to get their 30, 40% in 5 years from now. I guarantee, almost near guaranteed. All these people in the leaderboards, they change all the time, man. They change because word gets out that what they're doing, and then people find their correlations, and they get a deal like them, and the exchange wants to make money, so it hires more players. Because you got to remember, friends, the exchange, it's net even between two people. Do you get it? So the exchange doesn't care who wins. The exchange just wants more people to trade. You understand? It's net even. It's literally a casino. In a casino, you don't care that guy makes 5 million and that guy makes, you don't care in the world. You just want these two guys to one day become 10 whales who are trading. You want 10 whales to trade there. You don't care if one guy makes a lot, because if one guy makes a lot, he made it from 100,000 people losing. You don't give a damn. You want to say, okay, how can we get these 101,000 people? Let's get them to 1 million people one day. That's all they optimize for. So they just keep cranking people onto the exchange, just keep coming. And then everybody's fighting for the same piece of pie, which is absolutely poop, because whales and repricing, permanent repricing to the upside doesn't happen that fast. It happens randomly with these big momentum shifts. But when they happen, they're super critical to your long-term holding. They're super predictable. They're unpredictable, and they're very, very important. Remember, crypto goes down 85% of the time. You know, we saw these stats where if you remove the 10 best days of Bitcoin, for the past 10 years, you're only up like 2% or something ridiculous. If you miss the 10 best days every year. This is showing you how random and how important it is to be here. I know with the stock market, it does a big thing as well. So most of these people, friends, they're just gambling addicts and they need their dopamine fix. That's all the people who follow this stuff. Obviously, they're skilled, but most of the people, 99% of people are losing. And they'll be lucky to even match the S&P 500 return, okay? So ultimately, though, like we understand, right? Even talking to people like this, you don't bother because it's literally like talking about healthy food to a meth junkie. Like they don't have any teeth, their face is swollen or sunken, and they're literally living out of a trash can. Okay, see what I mean? There's no life there. They lost their soul. So these people are incapable of listening. Either one of two things happen. They either hit rock bottom or they win the lottery ticket. They win the lottery ticket. Okay, sweet, you won the lottery ticket, but next year is going to be like 50,000 people hitting rock bottom, and that's why ultimately, friends. Whenever you hear on Coinfessions Rekt, the two most common stories on Coinfessions Rekt. One, I leveraged, traded on thing, and then I freaking lost everything. That's common. We literally read one sad the other day. This guy saved up money for 4 years or something, right? He had like $4 grand, and then he'd be DCAing into crypto, and he built it up to like to 200K, okay? And then in the recent downswing, he sold his spot, put it in leverage, he lost everything. So there you go. He doesn't even have it anymore. He literally just lost all his 200K of savings. He's past 4 years. He put like something ridiculous, like a 60K position in, 3x leverage long, and then yeah, he's wiped out. He says he's sick, he can't sleep. Leverage trading, man. So that's one. Another one is pump fund JPEG swapping. It's not even meme coins. They're not even meme coins. They're just swapping JPEGs on. That's how people lose money as well. So just that's two most common things out here. So you gotta understand what people are doing. They're moving away from. That's why they lose. They're moving away from long-term community building. That's the value creation in crypto. That's the secret. Also, shout out to my baby doll Aaron, who is just some guy. The guy on the left, you might recognize him, is an alpha male, and you have a beta male. Okay, the beta male, soy infused, avoids eye contact, slouches, drinks soy. He's holding soy right now. There we go, friends. So all those people who are doing this leverage, Moon Carl, all these other stuff, following people like that, they're losers, friends. They're always losers, and they're like VC funds, friends. You see that guy? That guy was proud, like, wow, I made 39% for 12 months. That guy who's third position here, they'd be proud as well. They're bragging as well. Well, made 21% ROI. That's why these VCs dump, friends. They dump. I'm telling you, 20% return for the year is what Warren Buffett did to become a billionaire. That's his average return. His average return is 19.6% compounded every year. Now, granted, he did it for 50 years. That's why these funds, when you give them 100%, they dump for a 2x. That's why VCs are all vulture scum. Because they're like, oh, we really want this thing to go up 1,000x or 500x, but our unlock is here and we're up 2x. That's considered a win. Let's take our profit now and let's reevaluate later. And what that reevaluate later means is let's ghost everything about it. Let's pretend the marketing is over. Let's actually go to a new part of the market cycle and let's just abandon everything else out here. But they don't do it in a crude way. They're not honest about it. You see, but that's what their actions speak louder than their words, friends. That's what, like, if you don't understand this, you're going to keep, unfortunately, moving into these. But that's why I don't cover these things, because they're all scams, man. They're literally all scams. They're all frauds. It's just literally, it's a never-ending plight. That's it. It's a never-ending plight, but also you got to appreciate it for it. So like, you're like, oh, at least there's suckers in here willing to gamble. It's a signal. Hey, you like gambling? Okay, sweet. How about you? Do you like winning? I like winning more than gambling. Will they ever learn? We'll see. And now, darlings, overwhelmingly, it's obvious, okay? Yes, the casino, we understand it. We understand the casino. But we live day to day. So we can talk about the casino. Casino sucks. But look what the alternative is. The alternative is long-term holding. It's like, oh, yeah, that's the path. That's the path. Yeah. But it's also like saying, oh, yeah, what's the key to being healthy? Just work out every day. Just work out 5 times a week. It's easy. You know what I mean? Just saying it, doing it, two different things. We live day by day. We have 3 sessions per day. There's 8-hour blocks. There's Asia, scam. Asia's a full scam session. Just piece of crap, dog shit, non-believers, dump everything, just trash, okay? Then you have Europe. I love you guys. You're 50-50. Americana, you guys are the bosses. Except Grayscale started screwing it up. So you have 3 8-hour sessions of the day. You've been watching it for many, many years. Americana's the real money, friends. Now, we also have weekends. So in a month, there's supposed to be 20 trading days on the stock market. But in crypto, we have like 80. We're like 4 times. So you're trying to hold long term, but this thing is giving you 4 times more sessions. And it's like, man, it's so painful. The good thing is we have these cycles where we go parabolic. But there are some times where you're just like, well, is this thing ever going to turn around? This is Doge, friends. Doge still down 4%. And it's important to understand this because not even Elon Musk, the world's most popular guy, not even he can pump Doge right now. So the market's just not ready. It's just not ready. That's it. It could take another month or two. It could wait till next year. We don't know when. It's just not ready. It's not the time. Maybe it needs Bitcoin above 80K. Maybe it needs Bitcoin 100K. I don't know what it is. Just there are times for this. So the market giveth, the market taketh. You have to accept it for what it is. And we do accept it for what it is. So you sacrifice your dopamine here. You do like, hey, long-term wins. Yeah, but it's not a dopamine every day. It's 20 days of back whips. Whoosh, whoosh, barbed whip. Whoosh, flesh off your back. Ah! And then like, here's a piece of candy. Slowly though, those pieces of candy add up to something great. Let's finish off with this. We have one last chart here. This is a scheduled post from me from Age, so you can tell, right? Bitcoin 69K. I'm gonna put this here, maybe early in this year. So overwhelmingly, what do we have? We have the peak exactly 12 months after the Bitcoin halvening. So I actually wrote this out here. So the 2012 halvening, friends, was here. This vertical line here was the alt season part of when to sell. The first one was sell altcoins into USD. That was the strategy. The next one was sell altcoins into Bitcoin. And then the third one was sell altcoins into USD again. So in two cases, when we had the top, you had to get out of USD. Two cases. In one of the cases, which was like the greatest alt season of all time that I was never here for, was 2017, the free money 100x ones. That one, Bitcoin ended up taking charge. It stopped at 3K in June of the year, 2017, and then it finished off at 20. So if you sold into USD, you missed out. But no need to stress, because for the 6 months of 2017, altcoins did sideways movement. Ethereum was like at $400 or $900, whatever. It's $400. I think it stayed sideways. XRP went sideways for like 6 months. I did a big triangle, and then they finally broke out at the end. So you can't, obviously, you don't know what we're going to get. Are we going to get one where Bitcoin goes to 100K, has an alt season, then goes to 200K and has another alt season? That would be like repeating 2017. Or are we just going to get Bitcoin goes to wherever it goes to? It could be 150, 200, alt season, and the whole cycle's over. That's what we got last time. That's why last cycle was the worst crypto cycle of all time. And now this one's, so far by returns, this one's even worse. Okay, so we don't know. But overwhelmingly, if you're taking profit, friends, like the evidence is just clear from all of these. You can't go wrong. Now, obviously, the BTC part might be ETH, but you can't go wrong with a BTC ETH stack 50% and then 50% USD. You just can't go wrong there. You're hedged both ways. Okay, the whole market tank, sweet. You got USD, sit on it. And you're in Bitcoin and Ethereum, and everyone's going to be praying they have your coins, by the way, in that bear market. Or what if they keep going up? Okay, sweet. You still got your half BTC, half ETH. You can actually deploy them, and you can still use the USD. So no matter what, you can't go wrong with them. Now, obviously, I'm thinking about that because it just seems like the wrong thing to do is to be exiting now. Hopefully, though, it does continue. And remember, the timing of these was April 2025 would be that key date. So I guess we'll see. Is history going to repeat again? Hopefully, we make it through this red time. Let's see what happens in October. We got to get through September. Make sure you like, subscribe, belly button, or catch you in the next one.